Hello and welcome to a day in the life of an Uber rideshare driver in San Francisco. You join me as I start a half-day weekday shift during the holiday season in San Francisco's Sunset District. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the music and scenery. We picked up our first rider at the corner of Vicente and 36th Avenue. We'll be doing a run up to Irving and 9th within the Sunset District via Sunset Boulevard and Lincoln Way. After dropping off the rider, we find a place nearby to stop for a bit while we wait for our next ping. It's pretty quick until our next ping from the corner of Irving and 6th Avenue, taking the rider up to Balboa and 3rd Avenue in Richmond District. We will go around Golden Gate Park using Frederick, Stanton, and Fulton Street, before turning on Arguello and then Balboa. We make our way north past Geary Boulevard in the Richmond District before picking up our next rider at the corner of Geary and 2nd. We'll be taking the rider down Geary Boulevard to Fillmore, where we'll drop them off at the corner of Fillmore and Clay Street. We'll position ourselves around the area of Alta Plaza Park as we wait for the next ping after dropping off the rider. We got our next ride from the corner of Broadway and Scott Street, taking the rider down to Montgomery and California Street. We'll take Broadway all the way through the Broadway Tunnel, down Columbus Avenue, into Montgomery Street. We continue down Montgomery Street after dropping off our rider, past Market Street into New Montgomery Street, where we pick up our next rider from the Palace Hotel on New Montgomery Street. We'll be taking our rider to Pier 33, where the Alcatraz cruises depart from. We make a left onto Mission Street, make a left on Embarcadero, and continue until we hit Pier 33. We make our way into the Fisherman's Wharf area, where we pick up our next rider at the corner of North Point and Powell, taking them down to Natoma and 11th in Soma. We will take Embarcadero until we hit Battery Street, take it down past Market into 1st Street, then make a right onto Howard, where we continue until we hit 11th Street and make a right turn and stop at Natoma. We will make our way around to the corner of Mission Street and South Van Ness Avenue to pick up our next rider, taking them to 15th Street and Roosevelt Way in the area of Buena Vista and Corona Heights, sandwiched between Haight-Ashbury and the Castro District in San Francisco. From Mission Street, we continue onto Otis Street, where we then turn right onto Dubose Avenue, left on Market, right on 14th Street, which turns into Roosevelt Way, and come back down on 15th Street. After dropping off our rider, we make our way around Buena Vista Park via Roosevelt Way and then Masonic Avenue to bring us down into the Haight and Ashbury district. We'll take our rider from the corner of Haight Street and Masonic Avenue to Shotwell and 17th Street. We will go around Buena Vista Park using the other side on Buena Vista Avenue, coming down 14th Street into the Mission District. We will then wiggle our way through until we hit Shotwell and 20th Street. After dropping off our rider, we make our way west through Castro and Eureka Valley before we find our next ride. We pick up our rider from the corner of Grandview Avenue and 21st Street to take them to the corner of Clement and 5th Avenue in the Richmond district. We will use Clayton Street off of Market Street, then left on Frederick Street, right on Stanton, along Golden Gate Park, and get into Richmond district. We drive around Richmond district after dropping off our rider and search for the next ride. We pick up our rider at the corner of Fulton Street and 6th Avenue, and we'll be taking them south to West Portal Avenue and Vicente Street. We will use Fulton Street, turn onto Park Presidio Boulevard, make our way across Golden Gate Park using Crossover Drive onto 19th Avenue, before using Ulloa and Vicente Street to make our way into the West Portal area. We'll find a place to stop and take a quick break in the West Portal area while we wait for the next ride. Our next ride comes from the corner of Ulloa Street and Claremont Boulevard, just outside of the West Portal station. We'll be taking the rider down to Serramonte Plaza via I-280. After dropping off the rider, it's time for an early lunch. We'll head over to Ceremony Center and find a parking space in the parking garage and get some food at the food court. We stay in the area of Serramonte to conduct some personal business before we start accepting rides again. Once we're ready to accept rides again, we'll slowly roll through Daly City to make our way back to San Francisco. If we get any rides during this time, we'll gladly take them. We got our next ride from the corner of Sylvan and Hoffman Street in Daly City. We'll take I-280 north onto 19th Avenue to drop them off at Stonestown Galleria. From Stonestown Galleria, we'll make our way into Outer Sunset to see if we can catch a ride back into the core area of the city. We start our next ride from San Francisco Zoo, taking us back downtown into the Soma district at Heron and 8th Street. We'll take Sloat, then Sunset Boulevard around Lake Merced, then onto Brotherhood Way before we hop on I-280 and then the 101. We take the 9th Street exit, which allows us to head northwest and loop back around on 8th Street via Folsom Street. After dropping off our rider, we make our way northwest on 9th Street and loop back around on 10th Street to pick up our next rider. We'll take our next rider from Market and 10th Street to Eddy Street and Van Ness Avenue. We'll have to make our way around back to 9th Street again and head north on Larkin, before making a left onto Eddy Street in the Tenderloin area. After drop off, we'll loop back around and go in the direction of downtown and Tenderloin. We pick up our rider from the corner of Ellis and Larkin Street, and we'll be taking them to Ashbury and Clayton Street, just up above the Haight and Ashbury area. We will use Turk Street, which turns into Turk Boulevard, and make a left onto Masonic Avenue, where we'll head through Haight and Ashbury onto our destination. After dropping off the rider, it's time to head west and head home. I hope you enjoyed this episode of driving around San Francisco as an Uber driver. If you like this type of content, make sure to like, subscribe, and share. I hope to make more of these types of videos in the future, and your support is much appreciated. Drive safe and have a good day.